Currently in third in the all-around. Matter of fact, the Soviet Union in first, second, third, and fourth coming into this particular rotation. The Yukon on the still rings.
He was second in the Goodwill Games on this event, fourth in the Olympic Games in Seoul. Just finished out of the medals. He opened with a back kip to a planche and a bounce cross. I think it's just interesting that the gymnasts now are going back to more and more strength moves. Notice that inverted iron cross. For a time, it was really a strength event, and then it went to a swing event, and now it's coming back more to a strength event. But what's interesting is that a long time ago, 20 years ago, guys did all of this strength move, but they didn't have the same level of swing. So these strength moves, although the gymnasts are doing them again now, they look very impressive. They used to do that 20 years ago, all those big guys, big arms. The old style gymnasts with the arched handstands did all of these incredible, like Muscle Beach strength moves. And now when you see the gymnasts doing it, it looks new, but it was done many, many years ago. But what's most impressive is the swing elements like there. A giant down to a double backflip laid out with a twist.
From a team standpoint, that means advantage USSR, because if you were to talk to anyone in the know in the sport of gymnastics, on the men's side, strength and power seemingly would be the two words synonymous. And again, you mentioned the swinging capability. That's been something that's been a part of the United States over the years. Here's Roth in sixth position. He certainly has an opportunity at this point, Bart, to get back in the medal category in the all-around. But he needs a good vault here.
Bill's been working on a new vault. Let's see if he goes for it today. Pretty good job. The vault he's trying is a handspring front with a half twist in the laid out position. And he's been in a training camp this past week with the Soviets. And although he hears the same comments from the American coaches, he said being around the Soviets who can do this move every day in practice helps a great deal. He tries to keep completely laid out, does a good job at maintaining form on a vault that's very difficult to rotate when your body is completely straight.
He, along with Hanks, trying to stay close to the medal category in the all-around. And Valery Balinki, who has recorded to this juncture the only perfect 10, that being on the pommel horse back in the second rotation. Now on the still rings.
Balinki won the gold medal in the Goodwill Games on the rings. What's impressive about his body style is his incredible toe point. He's like a dart. Wide shoulders, great strength in a move called a Maltese cross, lower to an L cross. He squeezes every position. Once again, all of these strength moves are very impressive. Perfect, steady handstand. There's the swing elements. Wow, that's nice. This is one of the best routines I've ever seen on rings. Oh! Gave it away on the dismount. His rhythm is nice. Takes his time, squeezes out every position. He just underestimated the dismount a little bit. Notice the locked out arm position. Perfect toe point. There's that double front within the rings. Back uprise to a handstand. Very clean. On the dismount, he was short of rotation. He just misjudged it a little bit. When your knees go down like that, that's a major deduction.
Can gymnastics be unforgiving? You bet. That's a 9.80, and
that's a pretty high score, actually.
That's a pretty high, you bet.
You can take off 3 to 5/10 of a point in a situation like that, so another glass nose score here.
More gymnastics yet to come as the Soviet Union right now 1, 2, 3 and beyond. Much work left ahead for Roth and Hanks to get in the medal count from an individual standpoint in the all-around. We'll return to San Jose with more right after we pause.
You're stuck in traffic, slumped in your seat, coming up a beat to beat. Hey you, drive through, for breakfast at McDonald's. We got everything under the sun. OJ cereal, what do you say? Try a brand muffin to start your day. You can get it to go, and you can take it on the road. Drive through for breakfast at McDonald's. Folks and fun. Got everything under the sun.
The cool days of October mean red-hot action on ESPN. Baseball Tonight covers the race for the pennant every night. Top teams show their true colors on live college football Saturdays. And every Sunday, NFL Game Day and NFL Primetime cover the pro scene. Top players go for broke in 2 of the PTA Tour's richest tournaments. And the auto racing season charges toward a fabulous finish. October sizzles on ESPN. The stakes are high when top candidates roll for Bowler of the Year honors. See the Hammond Open Thursday night at 7:30 Eastern live on ESPN.
We are back at the San Jose State Event Center where the challenge match, the McDonald's challenge between the USSR and the United States continues. Along with Kevin Cusick and Bart Connor, I'm Tim Brando. And I guess no surprises to this point. The Soviet Union clearly in command, but Jared Hanks becoming the story for the United States.
And it's very exciting with the last 2 events to come, parallel bars and high bar, 2 big events for both Jared and Bill Roth, although they're tied for 5th in the all-around. These are the most spectacular events for the U.S. team coming up, so they still have a decent chance.
Are you that surprised that we haven't seen the veteran performers from an international standpoint come through for the United States team?
Well, this is a very young team, so just about anything can happen on the U.S. delegation. The coaches are very pleased that there's a lot of talent to work with. In the next couple of years, with the World Championships coming up in Indianapolis next year, the Olympic Games in Barcelona, there's these guys are 18, 19, 20 years old, and they're really building a team unity. And certainly Bill Roth is a big leader for the U.S. team. He's a motivator, and he has an event coming up on the high bar where he has scored a 10 in the past, so anything can happen today.
As for Belenki and Cherbo and beyond, for the Soviet Union, the beat goes on. They are clearly dominant as we move to the 5th rotation. Jared Hanks. Now, when you start talking about Soviet domination, if an American is to make a move to the top 3 in the all-around, it would be here with Hanks. This is one of his top pieces of apparatus, the high bar.
He has a very hot routine, but as we saw recently in the Olympic Festival, he does some big releases, and anything can happen. Reverse heck, nicely done. To a Ginger, very clean. He's right on. Those are Eagle Giant swings, requirement. Here comes a dismount. Double, double.
Yes, and he knows it. One more rotation, and he will be eating some crawfish etouffee, the Lafayette, Louisiana native.
This kid is such a talent. Look at the form in the air on a double twisting, double layout. Bingo. He's had trouble in the past, but boy, he is having a fine meet today. It's really great to see him put it together. What a talent.
Trent Demas, who is clearly one of the better competitors the United States has in this particular event, not here. And of course, Lance Ringnauld not competing as well. But this is an event, the high bar, where the United States has always seemingly excelled, Bart.
No question that it seems like the U.S. team is chasing the rest of the world in terms of difficulty on the other events, but on high bar, the U.S. team is right up with the best of them.
Now Valery Liukin on the horizontal bars. Parallel, I'm sorry, excuse me. They do go parallel this time, don't they?
Nice move there in the middle of front 1 3/4. He just rips through this routine. A little different from Belenki, who has a little slower, more rhythmic style. He's very quick and sharp. Ooh.
He gets through the routine so quickly, Bart. He wastes no time up there.
Jared Hanks scored 9.85 horizontal bar.
Let's take a look at the position here. This is a move called a stutz. He goes below the bars, comes up into the middle, a hop pirouette. Look at the flex on the bars. These bars are actually made out of fiberglass. There's the front 1 3/4. And let me tell you, that's hard on the old underarms when you catch that baby.
Jared Hanks with a 9.925.
Score is 9.925.
Igor Korobczynski is waiting in the wings, but Jared Hanks is with our Kevin Cusick. Let's get to him. Kevin?
Jared, that was a great routine, and the scores reflected it.
Yes, thank you very much. It's one of my better ones. Last time, about 3 weeks ago at Sports Festival, I had a little error that caused me to fly off the high bar, but made up for it this time.
That's understandable. Your releases are so high. Let's take a look at your dismount here.
Yeah, there's only about 5 people doing this in the United States right now, and every time I've competed this dismount so far, I've had a little bit of trouble, a step or a hop or put my hands down. This is the first time that I ever stick it.
Okay, let's take another look at the dismount here from overhead.
Never seen that before. Might scare me, I don't know.
You probably wouldn't have done it if you'd seen it from this angle when you first started.
Nah, looks pretty safe. Not that close to the bar, so.
Okay, you're in first place at this point in the competition for the U.S. team. Let's go back now to Tim.
Thank you.
All right, Kevin, thank you very much. We look forward to that final rotation, but more of the 5th rotation to come when Bart Connor, yours truly, and Kevin Cusick return to the San Jose State Event Center with more gymnastics.